Welcome, fellow bookworms, to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and really excited today. The final Nora Roberts book has arrived, so I thought I would do a quick little unboxing video. And also, I had gotten a couple other books from that seller because they really worked with me on that Nora Roberts book, which I appreciated. So I had thrown in a couple other books, and my grandma gave me a couple books. So I thought I would just do a quick unboxing and show you them all, and you guys can see my reaction to getting that final Nora Roberts book because I am so excited. I also just wanted to share real quick before I do that, that because I just did that big long Nora Roberts video, which if you've watched it, thank you. If you haven't, you can certainly go check it out. I watched it twice myself because I just love revisiting and going through all my Nora Roberts book. But when I was kind of doing research, I noticed that she had also two really short stories that she had done for Walden Books like newsletter, and so I printed those out. It's the Quinn's Christmas, which is her Chesapeake Bay saga, and then Christmas at Ardmore, which is her Gallagher's of Ardmore trilogy. And so I went ahead and printed these out. I'm gonna get like one of those little folders and put those in there so that way they're protected. But wanted to have these little short stories as well, especially because I really enjoy those characters for sure. So let's start with the two books my grandma gave me. So the first one is called My Husband's Daughter by Emma Robinson, and you can see it here. She didn't really tell me what this one was about. She just said it was kind of heartbreaking. Um, and so definitely excited to have this one and give it a try. And then she was telling me about this one. It's called Tell Me the Truth, and this is by Kiersten Modglin. And this one basically, this woman finds pictures of another woman on her husband's phone, and then finds out about his whole secret life and whatnot. She actually went through the whole thing with me, which I don't mind because I don't mind spoilers, because for me it's the journey of how they got there, and spoilers actually kind of make me more excited for a book. And so yeah, this one sounded really, really good, and I can't wait to read that as well. So those are the two books my grandma gave to me, and we'll go ahead. I got the box here. I haven't opened it at all yet, so I'll go ahead and rip off the tape real quick. Get rid of that, and let's see what we got here. So, oh, I'm so excited. So after I threw in a couple other books, and the seller noticed that one of the books was a little bit damaged on the back, and they hadn't noted that, on the description or anything, because they didn't notice it until they were packing things up. So they actually threw in a free book for me, to kind of offset the damage that was done to that book. And I chose Faithful by Alice Hoffman. I'm really interested in reading her the practical magic books. So when I saw that they had another book by this author, I thought I'll go ahead and grab that because I really want to try this author. I've never read Alice Hoffman. So this one, it says, Shelby Richmond is an ordinary girl until one night an extraordinary tragedy changes her fate. Her best friend's future is destroyed in an accident while Shelby walks away without a scratch. Although she's plagued by heartbreak and guilt, then the first anonymous postcard arrives. Say something. With support from her dedicated mother, Shelby moves to New York City, where the people she meets, flawed, scared, loving, mysterious, help her learn to forgive herself. As more postcards arrive, do something, love something. The world opens to Shelby. Guided by her best friend, a sassy single mother of three, her good-hearted boyfriend who she wishes could be the one, and the dark angel who has been following her since that fateful night, Shelby realizes that saving others can help save herself. In the end, Shelby ultimately can bravely face the future. So yeah, really excited to try this author. Even if I don't particularly enjoy this one, I'm definitely going to still do the practical magic books for sure. And I don't think I mentioned I got these all on Pango books, which was my first time using Pango books. And like I said, the author or the seller was fantastic. Immediate communication, really willing to work with me. And like I said, they threw this one in for free when they noticed the damage on the other one, which was really, really nice of them. So there is that one. The next one I got is by Carolyn Haines because I just read The Revenant by her and I wanted to try another book by this author. So this one's called Bones to Pick, which is part of like a big series. So hopefully me starting, you know, kind of more in the middle of the series won't be a problem. But it's a Southern Belle mystery. I don't typically like these types of cozy mysteries, but I really, really enjoyed the writing of this author in Revenant. So we'll see. But it says intrepid PI Sarah Booth Delaney has been known to single handedly save her family's Mississippi plantation, converse with Dahlia House Ghosts, and capture a killer or two. But when a local girl is found dead in a cotton field, it's enough to make a lady toss back a Bloody Mary before noon on a Sunday. Someone held 23-year-old Quentin McGee's face down in the rich southern soil until she suffocated. The lawmen think Quentin's lover killed her. When the suspect's brother hires Sarah to prove his sibling innocent, Sarah quickly learns that the victim had plenty of wealthy, powerful enemies. Each had a bone to pick with Clinton for writing a scandalous expose on her hometown. Adding spice to the gumbo is the news that Clinton was due to inherit the family fortune the day after she was killed, and that a second book was in the works. From illicit lovers and outraged families to slandered aristocrats, everyone is a suspect and no one is safe. So, like I said, I don't typically like these types of murder mysteries. I don't like the satire that is in them, but hopefully, since I really enjoyed this author's writing, I'll really enjoy this, but we shall see. And then I got this is the one that they said was damaged, um, which yeah, it's ripped right here, which that's not too bad. I can tape that. And this one is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I've seen this all over the, well, not all over the place, but fairly often around BookTube. And it just sounds enjoyable. It definitely has mixed reviews, but I'm a sucker for a Cinderella retelling or inspired stories, so I'm really excited to try this one. But it says humans and androids crowd the ruckus streets of New Beijing. A deadly plague ravages the population. From space, a ruthless lunar people watch, waiting to make their move. No one knows that Earth's fate hinges on one girl. 16-year-old Cinder, a gifted mechanic, is a cyborg. She's a second-class citizen with a mysterious past and is reviled by her stepmother. But when her life becomes intertwined with handsome Prince Kai's, she suddenly finds herself at the center of an intergalactic struggle and a forbidden attraction. Caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal, she must uncover secrets about her past in order to protect her world's future. Because there is something unusual about Cinder, something that others would kill for. So, really, really excited to give this a try. And like I said, I really appreciate that they threw in that other book because of the damage to this one. That was excellent of them. The next one I got is one for my husband, which he encouraged me because he's like, if you're going to read this series, you're going to want this one. He's pretty sure he already had it, so it might be in a tote somewhere, or his brother might have it. But I mean, it was like $2, so went ahead and grabbed it. And that's Debt of Bones by Terry Goodkind. He has a bunch of Terry Goodkind books, and like he wants me to read them at some point. So definitely wanted to make sure I had this little short one in there. I know nothing about the Sword of Truth series at all, but I know there's, I've seen it mentioned before on BookTube. So yeah, just added that to make sure we had part of the collection, and at some point I'll go through and make sure that he does have it, and eventually we'll get to all the totes and pull out all his books. So, and then finally, and I'm so glad they wrapped it up to help protect it. That's very nice of them. I'm so excited when they were willing to make a deal with me. So as I mentioned before, the cheapest one I found was for $84. That was on Thrift Books, not Pango, and it was in acceptable condition. The rest ran anywhere from $100 to $170. This one they had cut to $90, but to me that was still just way too much for this book. And so I'm really glad I took the chance and messaged this author, or this seller rather, because they cut the price in half for me, which was so nice. I mean, they definitely didn't have to do that, and they, like I said, they were a joy to work with. And that's why I threw in some other books that I saw on their list, just because they were so willing to work with me on this book, and they were quick to communicate with me, which, as somebody who's autistic, I don't like that waiting and not knowing what's happening. So this was just fantastic. They kept me in the loop, every step of the way, what was going on. When they didn't ship it right away, they immediately sent me a message letting me know they were waiting to see if I wanted to add another book. So, I mean, just couldn't ask for a better seller. Which I'm not going to give out their information because I don't know if they would be comfortable with that. But like I said, it was on Pango Books, so you can definitely find some good sellers. So we're getting it out. Dun, dun, dun. So here it is. And the spine on this one is extremely worn, but the pages themselves look in good shape. Um, a little discolored with age, but that's going to happen. And still connected to the spiny, or the spine. And other than that, other than the spine being really worn, with probably sun damage, it's in really good shape. Um, and I don't mind that. You've seen my Nora Roberts collection at this point if you watched that video, which will be linked down below. And I do have some that are like damaged or worn or whatever. And with this one being so hard to get a hold of, I don't mind that that's worn. I'm probably going to go ahead and tape it just to prevent further damage, and help protect it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm so thrilled to have this. And even though with the price cut in half, it was still a bit more pricey than what I think is okay for a book. Um, I was more than happy to pay that amount for this book, because I don't think I would have gotten a better deal anywhere else, other than if I happened to come across it at a like yard sale or something, which there was no guarantee of that. So I'm so happy. You guys have no idea how happy I am right now. Like when they messaged me and worked out a deal with me, I was like stimming for hours. I was so thrilled. It actually brought tears to my eyes a little bit. Like, my Nora Roberts collection is complete to this date. Obviously, she's still writing. There's going to be more books in the future, which I will continue to collect. But I'm beyond thrilled with this right now. I'm like, oh, so I'm so happy. It's here. It's in my possession. I can breathe a sigh of relief now. But yeah, I'm so happy. I just need to go. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.